into if you were thinking of other options?
Yeah, so at Notre Dame, the first year is just first year of studies, so I didn't declare anything there, and I wasn't really sure. So I was actually in business for a semester, but I switched to theology, so I finished with a theology degree from there. Because again, I had that idea that the Lord was calling me, but even if not, I knew I would want to teach in some way. So yeah, so I switched to theology. Yeah.
So are there a lot of Catholics in the Caymans, and is it a diverse type population?
It's very diverse, I will say that. So it's a small place, but over like 100 different nations are represented. So you've got a lot of Filipinos, a lot of Indians. I mean, a lot from the States and Canada and so on as well. But you know, it's very diverse. It is very Christian, but not as much Catholic. Maybe 10% is Catholic, something like that. So yeah, so my dad's a convert. So my dad's parents are Protestant. I've only ever known him as Catholic because he was baptized with my younger brother, who's 3 years younger than me. But yeah, so very Christian, but not necessarily Catholic.
I think your mom is Catholic?
Yes, so my mom, cradle Catholic, and her father, cradle Catholic. Her mom's a convert, though, my grandmother. But when she became Catholic in her 20s, and just a very staunch Catholic after that. She had her own little like ministry, I guess you could say. She was like the Catholic bookstore on the island.
Okay.
She called it the mustard seed corner within her. She had a larger store, but in the corner, and it was her way of evangelizing, and so she'd have all these little booklets and pamphlets, and yeah, she would put stuff in the church too, and yeah, so and she was the one that prayed for a priest. Yes.
How did your family get settled in the Cayman Islands?
Yeah, so we've actually, 3 of my grandparents were born there. On my dad's side, it goes back to like the 1850s, and they came from Scotland. But I don't know the whole reason, and my dad doesn't know like why they left or why they, you know. So on my mom's side, my grandfather was from British Guyana, which is just now Guyana, but he came there because of a banking job, and that's where he met my grandmother. So, yeah. Yes, Tom.
Well, Joe, I mentioned earlier the first time I met, we had a little lunch together, and you were newly over at St. Paul's.
Yeah.
The vocations, the Serra group gets involved with vocations committees. It would be interesting to hear a little feedback. You as a new priest in the parish, you had a couple of ladies from your parish and seemed very interested and excited about getting started.
Yeah.
How do you see St. Paul's, which is a very active parish, having a vocations committee, or if I don't want to say anything about it in terms of whether it's stalled or it's gone, but how do you feel the formation of a vocations committee at a parish you're new at, and they're new at doing it?
Yeah.
And how does that work? For some of us, we have to go to a parish similar to where you're at maybe, and either talk to the pastor or talk to the associate and say, gee, we don't have a vocations committee here at our parish, and I'd like, as a Serran, I'd like to help you.
Yeah.
What do you suggest we do as Serrans to get vocation committees started at your particular parish? Because that really is where our work is at the base level. Yeah. And I just am wondering about your perspective.
No, that's a good question. When I got there, it was actually Monsignor Halfpenny that asked me, he wanted me to start it. I guess about 10 years ago or something, or a number of years ago, they did have a vocation committee, but it kind of fizzled out. And so he wanted me to kind of get it going again. So I did have the support of the pastor.
Big thing.
Yeah,
big.
yeah. And he suggested some names. I asked the DRE and others who they thought might be good people to be involved with that. And so Ann Heenan is the mother of a seminarian, Grayson, who's from St. Paul's. He's studying in Rome. And so she was all about it and ready to help. And then one of the others is just good in like marketing and advertising and organizing things. So that was another name he gave me. And so that's just kind of how we've kept it small. There's just the three ladies.
Do you feel it's a work in progress still? Is it a monthly meeting, or is it?
We meet more like every 2 or 3 months. I think it's
Okay.
quarterly. I think we meet, but we do have a lot going on. I think it hasn't stalled. Seems to be going well to me, and they're all about it. They're on top of everything. So
Part of a vocations committee, depending on the parish, some have schools and some don't.
Yeah.
I know you have schools where you are.
yes,
Is that a factor with, let's say, having your principal? We happen to have a high school, so I say principals plural, but in your case it'd be a principal.
just what, yeah.
But you have your pastor behind you, you have your principal behind you, so that you have the right people behind
Right.
making it work.
Yes. No, I mean, that's crucial. Yeah, for sure. And we've done some of the same things that you do at Shrine now. So we put up each class has the photos and are praying for seminarians. We haven't done the full, like Valentine's Day cards and stuff just yet. We're hoping to do that this year.
Some
So,
great ideas.
yeah, no, and thank you for your help.
Well, we stole one of the great ideas out of St. Paul's, which is, I call it the photo gallery board.
Yes.
You guys have the photo gallery of your vocations in your vestibule of your church. And since, I can't remember, Harold Meininger, who was a good Saran with us, the late Harold, said, we ought to look at that picture gallery at St. Paul's.
Yeah.
And since we've done it and added to our vocations, we have 48 pictures of it.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's all because you gave us some inspiration.
I mean, that was before I got there, but yeah.
No, but I'm just saying your parish.
Right, the
is
parish, yeah,
alive.
yeah. No, it is yeah, definitely. I guess three things that I think are important, but this isn't necessarily. So I think just the presence of the priest, like in my life, it was the parish priest, and Grayson, who's from St. Paul's, said that his vocation came in large part because Father Bob McCabe was the associate there, and he'd come over and have lunch with them, often. So I've been doing that. Like I try to get over there twice a week just to eat lunch with the kids. Once with the 3rd through 5th grade, and one through 6th through 8th,
That is huge.
and just being present. Yeah,
That is huge.
yeah. And then Eucharist, the Eucharistic adoration, I think is a big thing. And the other thing is the support of parents. Just being open to it, like my mom said.
Right.
Be open to it if that's what's going to make you happiest. So,
If I can add
if
on
it's
to
God's will.
If I can add on to your thought about prayer, is because today, for example, Shrine's Mass at 8:30, Tuesday and Thursday, is involving the grade school kids. And so after Mass, Father Bob and a couple of associates are on the altar and have benediction and adoration.
Sure.
Well, unless you do that, and part of that was just saying from the vocations committee that kids are involved in prayer and worshiping and talking to Jesus
Right.
through adoration or the benediction, and seeing a monstrance on the altar.
Yeah.
It is huge stuff, and those are the things that we learn from you, and the kids learn from you.
Sure.
So anyway, God bless.
Yeah. No, thank you.